Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another sessions of Live Market, Decode the Live Market today. My name is Neeraj, your host for the show, and it's a great time. I have Mr. Manish Shah. He is a SEBI registered research analyst or investment advisor, and we are going to understand what are the factors that affecting the market, understand the charts, different indices, Nifty, Bank Nifty, and the individual stocks as well. So I request all the participants to ask your questions if you want any clarifications on the stocks. Okay. So please understand one thing that all the discussions are purely educational in nature and are in no way an advice or recommendation. Okay. So that's it. So Manish, welcome to the show.
Yeah. Uh, Good afternoon,
Manish,
everyone. And yeah, I can share.
okay. Before you share, there are two, three questions that I'd like to ask you.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah, tell me.
how do you see Nifty and Bank Nifty in the market at this point of time? There are so many things are happening across, right? Technically, things are developing, and geopolitics, tariff, and then GST reforms and everything. So, if you can,
So, see,
yes,
there are a lot of things. Starting with some, I'll just share the screen first.
yes, go ahead.
Yeah. So we have Nifty here, and I haven't really changed the settings since the time we met last. So, uh, okay. So, just talking on the domestic front, again, some major GST reforms are likely to uh, take place. One of the major development was banning of some online gaming platforms, which I think is a retrograde step. But anyways, the ban has already been implemented and should be uh, enforced in due course. Uh, Among one of the most important things that are happening is GST reforms. I think probably in by the end of first week of September, a lot of clarity will emerge. But essentially, what it means is that instead of 4 or 5 slabs that we have, there is going to be a lot of simplicity. It's going to be 2 slabs. A lot of uh, products that were in the higher GST tax bracket will, you know, will come to a lower bracket, uh, and certain high rate slabs will be for what they call as a sin tax or a luxury tax, where they imposed very high duties on very expensive cars, or alcohol and things like that. But anyways, I think there has been a lot of demand based on by the industry to the government to reduce and simplify GST, and it is moving in that direction. So one of the major demands is that GST on health insurance. A lot of people have been advocating, to reduce it or altogether eliminate it. Cement is also one other sector where the GST on cement will is likely to come down. So out and out, I think it's a very positive move. We still have to wait for what the actual decision is. I think it's on the September 2nd or the 3rd where the GST committee is meeting. So probably by end of next week, things will get clear. Uh, okay, on the international front, the issue of tariffs is, it's no longer bothersome the way it used to be, or when the tariffs were actually announced and the sort of fear factor that was created. Markets have also recovered since then. We have not seen a strong rally, but yes, Nifty has been, chugging along slightly in last couple of weeks. And if you just look at, let's say, the monthly candle of, the month is still not over. We still do have a couple of sessions. So the monthly, it's going to be a green candle. Uh, the most important aspect is that in monthly year we had a bearish dark cloud cover. Uh, and after this dark cloud cover, the market has not really, supported this bearish candle. So we are hopeful. Let's see. So going from here, the market still holds on. So again, coming to slightly, I would say uh, an intermediate term view of probably a couple of weeks. Uh, we have what we have here is this. There is this major resistance zone that is sort of stopping this sort of a rally. We had this very strong buy signal, and then and then it failed. So Nifty, I'll just show this to on a larger screen. It will be easier for participants to see that. Screens. Yeah, so this is what we have. So we have this, uh, you know, this sort of a move that was there, and there was this short-term decline which is emerging, and okay. So what we have here, this is a barrier that Nifty is just stopping at. Okay, so now after this morning star pattern, which was bearish, US stocks have rallied on the back of a possible rate cut in September. So now what these guys, they are factoring two rate cuts before the end of this year. So so we have September, October, November, 4 months to go. If two rate cuts do happen, then I think the US markets are going to be, on a very strong trajectory. We just take a look at, let's say, US markets. We just take a look at SPX. To, we look at this is SPDR. It's a ETF that is based on. So this is a very very strong trend that is happening. The U.S. markets are at astronomical valuations. They are much, but it doesn't mean that this uh, astronomical valuations can remain in play for a long period of time. So U.S. markets are extremely strong. Uh, I was just reading something in the morning. Uh, UK growth rates, France growth rates, Europe is, it's growing, which is a very, very big thing. So US rally is probably based on what is happening in the AI sector. Uh, so everything seems to be fine. Now, 27th is again going to be the key. We are going to have Ganesh Chaturthi, and everybody's going to wait for what Mr. Trump is likely to announce on 27th. Let's hope uh, Lord Ganesha puts some sense. He always does. So, anyways, so that is something on Nifty. Personally, what I think is this: we have, okay. I just remove the drawings. Now, what could be happening here? Just could be happening here is small head and shoulder building, just an intermediate reversal pattern in this case. So those people who are aware of what price action technical analysis is all about, this could be uh, an inverse head and shoulder. Okay. So now the book says that you need to wait for a breakout. So I would say we move beyond 25 200 or so. We can expect the markets to move on higher towards 26. It will test this high. And probably over a period of maybe end of this year, we could be seeing Nifty even going on to make a new high. That's what my take is. We are in more of a sideways range. We are not in a downtrend. So those people who had attended my last previous session that we had, we were talking about this as a broad trading range. So which is now actually happening, and I have a very very strong feeling this time around because we had a breakaway gap here, and there was a small gap and a consolidation. Most probably, this is a thrust that we have seen a thrust, a pause, and a continuation. So that's what I think. Next week onwards, I think there is going to be a change in expiry. So 2nd September is going to be the first time Nifty is going to end on a Tuesday. So whatever the logic of this thing is, but anyways, so that's what it is. So I think September, post September, I think a lot of fireworks will start to happen after second or third once the GST committee meets. The first expiry of Nifty on Tuesday is also happening on the second. So I think probably next 2 or 3 days we have a holiday coming up. It could be subdued, but I think September could be very, very exciting uh, month for equities as such. But if you see a breakout beyond 25 200, I think it's going to be a nice little bull run. Add to your stocks if you have your ETFs. I mean, buy 50 ETFs if you want to. Hold it for some time, then see what happens. If you are a player who's in options, I would say wait for Nifty to clear 25 200. If you are a directional player, uh, wait for that. If you are somebody who is looking for spreads, I would say going for 24 800 buy calls, and you can create a bull call spread, sell 25 600 or maybe 25 300. You can also do a ratio spread if you understand all this. So I think things are looking hunky dory for market. Let's hope that the Ganesh Chaturthi brings a lot of good luck.
Yeah,
So that is
Manish, we'll
something
come
on
back to
Nifty. Yeah,
options.
yeah,
If you can take us to Bank Nifty and other
yeah.
indices.
Let's look at Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty has not been a performer as such, but okay. Now see, Bank Nifty, this support holds. So this is what we call as uh, you know, if you are okay, let's get this down to a 30 minute. This is a 1 hour chart. Now let's see what happens. As of now, we are at this support zone, right? So this support is coming up from the higher time, and uh, that is the day. Okay. So what we could have here as this support holds. So this is the state of the market as on date. Okay. It's a very easy trade. If Bank Nifty breaks below 54 900 or so, I think you get out of your trade, no questions asked, because it's a breach of a major support. Whether it's going to be a failed breakout, we cannot predict. But as of now, we are simply holding on at this support. Now, if you go down to an hourly time frame, we see that there is this big accumulation phase that is going on. Right? So there is this big accumulation phase. I would say if you are somebody who's looking to buy ETFs, this is a very good point to buy ETFs at this point. Add to it beyond 56,000 or so, 56,100, and then probably look for a rally maybe up to 57 200. Now this is for somebody who wants to play it over next 3 or 4 weeks, a relatively short term trade. If you are into Bank Nifty, if you are doing SIPs, I would say please continue on doing it. Bank results have at least what we have seen in the first quarter, they have been reasonably well. PSU banks, they have outperformed in terms of numbers, in terms of fundamental results, but this has not been reflected in the price. In a lot of PSU bank stocks, there is this contraction, what we call as a contraction of volatility. Even though I would say put it this way that मतलब ऐसा है कि रिजल्ट अच्छे आए लेकिन prices are still not responding to that. But that is usually the case when the overall indices, they are in a relatively subdued trend. But I have a very strong feeling that going on, PSU banks will outperform. So if you are looking to buy ETFs, I would say that go in probably for 60% in PSU bank and maybe 40% in either in private sector or in bank Nifty ETFs. So I think that is a strategy that I would look to have. We'll look at PSU Bank Index as such. So when we are talking about PSU banks, Bank Nifty, see Bank Nifty, you cannot isolate Bank Nifty if you don't look at PSU and private bank. Okay. See, now this is in a range. This is more of a rectangle. Usually, this sort of pattern is a continuation pattern. So we have this resistance here. Okay, we haven't been able to breach this, but if you look at a longer term picture, let's say 6 months or so, then what we probably have here is, I still think that this is more of a rounding bottom. It's an intermediate term a pattern because the longer term trend is still up. If you look at your monthly and your weekly, Bank Nifty is still in a very, very strong trend on the longer term time. Actually, this is your monthly. And there was this huge pause. This usually happens where, in strong trends lasting for several years, if you say from last 2 or 3 years, we have a pause that is, on for 6 to 8 months, very slow movement, and then suddenly the trend sees a, a very sharp spot. I think Bank Nifty could be in that stage where, this barrier, once this gets taken out, we could see a very sharp run. So that is something in bank in PSU banks, Bank Nifty. So this is more of PSU bank. I would still say that 70 to 60 is the major resistance for PSU banks, and Bank Nifty, as we saw earlier, it is at a major support. So PSU banks, they are outperforming, right? So they are outperforming. See, this is your private sector. See where this is. This is right at the lows, and look at where your uh, PSU bank sector is. It is slightly at the top end of the range. If Bank Nifty turns and PSU bank index moves beyond 7300, 7300 के बाहर कभी एक या दो दिन के लिए बंद देता है, I think PSU banks will outperform private sector banks over intermediate. Intermediate matlab over 3 to 6 months. So that is the horizon that we look to predict when we are looking at charts. In the long run, I think banks will still outperform, and that also goes for financial sector. See, financial sector is a mix. वो इसमें सब कुछ आ जाता है. So financial sector is a much broader based index as compared to Bank Nifty. So in financial services, we have broking, we have insurance, you have AMCs, you have banks, you have lenders. So it's a very, very wide sector. So financial services as a sector is also in a range. And this is a classic contraction of volatility. So mostly this is what they call in terms of Dow theory, it's a line. Right? It's more of a rectangle sort of a pattern. You know, Usually after a spot. See, this was a very sharp spot. We broke on to major resistance over a period, and now we are at a support. Very, very similar movements between Bank Nifty and financial services. Financial services, I think the credit growth is picking up. Insurance companies में अगर ये आ जाता है, your HDFC Life and your SBI Life, all insurance companies, whether it is health or whether it is uh, life insurance, companies, I think everything is going to be on fire. So let's look at uh, some HDFC Life, and and one of my favorite stocks is HDFC Life. Look at this is anticipation, an outperforming stock. This is a resistance. Buy a breakout, keep a stock here. So just wait. I think 810 could be the move. Uh, See, despite the sharpish decline that we saw in 2 3 days, HDFC Life is not attracting selling, and we are almost at. See, look at this is a huge breakout of a prolonged trading range. So we are breaking out almost after a range of almost since it's almost a 5 year range. If this breakout works, guys, I can tell you it can be a major major mover over 1 or 2 years. So there is this principle, what we say in technical analysis, that the longer the price uh, spends in a range, and when the breakout happens, the effect of that breakout could be electrifying. So I think bank HDFC Life also came up with very good results this time. Very well managed company, and I think the entire HDFC group, HDFC AMC, yeah, it's an out and out outperformer. Very low volatile stock, very very slow rally. Sometimes these sort of slow rallies can last for a prolonged period. So I think HDFC Life, HDFC AMC, all AMCs. I mean, if you look at UTI AMC, see how AMC is attracting a lot of money these days. This is your uh, UTI Asset Management. See, very very similar movement what we saw in HDFC Life. A major resistance has been taken out. A breakout pullback. It's moving up. Right. This could be the stop. And see, these are good quality investment stocks. Okay. But it doesn't mean that you don't have a stop loss in them. I think 1285 you can create a portfolio around these stocks, uh, and you can hold it. So I think another is
इनफैक्ट
and
ऑल द
yeah,
व्यूअर्स
yeah.
पार्टिसिपेंट्स, अगर आप लोग का भी कोई क्वेश्चंस है, कोई स्टॉक्स को आप मनीष से एनालिसिस करवाना चाहते हो, प्लीज फील फ्री, गो अहेड, टाइप योर
Please feel free.
in the chat box. Yeah, go ahead, Manish.
Yeah. So that and what is that name of AMC? UTI AMC is Aditya Birla AMC. Aditya Money. AMC. Yeah. This is BSC car. See, all having very similar movements. See this? All AMC stocks are making new highs, outperforming stocks. Uh, so these are some AMC stocks. So insurance companies. So maybe you can look at SBI Life. One. Uh, let's look at SBI Life. Then we'll go on. It has not broken out, but you see this. This is holding on. Okay, so wait for this. Wait for this breakout to happen. I think HDFC Life fits the bill. In my opinion, LIC could be another one. Maybe
Yeah,
you can also look
सजल
at
ने पूछे LIC के ऊपर.
LIC. LIC is also very very this particular. It came up with very good results. I think this is just holding on towards trend line, but this is more of a value buy. Uh, I mean, I would say just if you are a momentum player, इसको 920 के ऊपर जाना. Let it break out beyond this and then get into it. Or maybe you can just accumulate 10-20%. Keep an alert on your software, whether it's Paytm platform or whatever else you have available, where you can just put in an alert. You can either put an alert in the app and just wait for it to break beyond 925, 930. See, I mean, if the breakout happens with increase in volume, LIC could be a dark horse from here. I would say, considering the sort of results that it came out, personally, I think eventually, maybe I don't know, maybe over a period of year or so, uh, we can see it moving to the all-time highs. LIC is
So LIC
that
is
is
more
one.
of a
Yeah,
value buy, kind of
it
an
is more of a
accumulation at
value
this
buy.
point.
See, it's sort of momentum play. So see the way prices always respect. Uh, you know, attention is always grabbed by stocks that are moving fast. Slow moving stocks sometimes they don't grab attention, but they can have a very very strong uh, profit potential. So once LIC goes up to 1100, everybody will start looking at it. That's the way. Uh, that's the way human psychology works. I would say
Manish,
accumulate LIC. Yeah,
okay, there's another stock, HEZ Heg, by Sur Kumar.
see, this is at a support, guys. If this cracks below 482, I think
Mhm.
could see a prolonged. I wouldn't buy this at this point. It is at a support, but see, it has failed at its previous resistance. So could be a case of multiple tops. I would say if you are into this stock, अगर आपके पास ये है ऑलरेडी, मेरे हिसाब से 470 का एक स्टॉप लॉस डाल के रुको. अ, अगर आपका आई डोंट नो व्हाट द एंट्री प्राइसेस, बट जो भी है वो तो, लेकिन 470 के अगर नीचे जाता है ना, तो इस बार इसमें से एक बार एग्जिट कर लो. आई I'm not too confident. The structure doesn't seem to be right. See, because it's it's in this range for. See, it has historically 600 and 610 has been a major value. So just take a look at what the results are. And I don't track this stock as such. एक बार देख लो, if it doesn't give you that much confidence, then I think shift to something else.
Correct.
Then what we have here is AU Small Bank. EU Small Bank is, I think they have got this license for to set up a big bank. So that's a very big news, right? AU Small Bank will get the license. I think it's one of the first license that RBI has issued in a, if I remember it correctly, in a very long period of time. So I think this is an, again, if you are somebody who's looking to get into a stock which is already has a presence, and how banks pan out, it could be a long-term story. But AU Small Bank has sort of been a very steady performer. It may not deliver immediate returns, but if you're looking as an investment bet, I would say hold on to it. And probably if it breaks out to new high, you can beyond 835 or so. So add करो. अभी जैसा है वैसे रहने दो. Hold on to it. Let's see how it नया news इसमें क्या आता है, because they have got, I think they have been given a license to operate a full-fledged bank. So it could be a long-term story. If they manage to deliver, then maybe a small bank could be a major mover in the years to come. Momentum play, I don't think so. It is not there as of now. But that's my two takes on AU Bank. Network 18, right? Uh, you have bought it at 58. So we are just around that. Media stocks have been, I would say, see, you have bought it at, I mean, it's maybe we could be seeing a reversal. So we are just moving up from major supports. If you see a 5 year, or sorry, I would say since yeah, so around the 3 or 4 year range is from roughly around 120 and around 44. So you are in at 58. You are almost in at the lower end of the range. I think you may see a spurt. We have seen this two big spikes, in this. I think it came up with reasonable results if I remember it correctly. But Network 18, I think, owns Money Control. They have a very strong presence uh, in the news segment, so I think it should perform well. Uh, just hold on to it for the time being. Don't expect a major move. It may not be a multi-bagger, but I think around anywhere from 80 to 85 seems to be a possibility over a couple of months. Yeah,
Muthoot Finance, Manish.
gold loans. One Muthoot Finance. There are two Muthoot's. Muthoot Capital Services, Muthoot Micro, Muthoot Finance.
I think others is talking about Muthoot Finance.
Yeah, outperforming stock. I think it's in a strong trend. You have it, hold on to it. Uh, just
If you're an investor, hold
general,
on to it. It's in a very steady uptrend.
yeah, it's in a very steady uptrend. So, we are just moving beyond this upper end of the channel. So, if the breakout channel breakout works, we could, sort of maybe see it going up to, let's say, 3,500 something. So hold on to it for the time being, and monitor it. If it breaks below 2430, take a relook at your investments, at what could be the reasons why the price is going down. But as of now, I would say stay put. Yeah.
Manish, you have all different sectors. How do you look at those sectors? Even, when you talked about sectors, also tell us about the gold and silver prices, because these are the two, commodities which are really having lots of curiosity. Ek to is the sectors that you
Gold, I
like.
think personally, I think that gold futures will look at MCX. Okay, this is it's in a strong trend, but look at the sort of move that we have had.
Wow.
There's been a humongous rally in gold. The point is that uh, are we following FOMO and everybody's latching onto gold? Uh, but no doubt it is in a strong trend, and being a student of price action, trends can go on for some time. Uh, it's a relatively extended move, so maybe you can go in for ETFs, or you know, uh, I think ETF and SIPs could be the best play, unless and until if you are somebody who's a trader in FNO, then there could be a small short-term spot to uh, around 10 3,000, I mean 1 lakh 3,700 or so. But it's in a strong uptrend. So what more can I say? Just hold on to your investments, continue to uh, buy in ETFs, and let's hope that
Manish,
the
again,
rally continues.
As
Sorry.
you said, that we expect we can have two interest rate cuts in this year. So, any other
See,
sector, which are the sectors that look the best at this point of time?
see, I would look at auto. See, last time also when we talked about this, look at auto. Uh, See, auto sector is again a relatively outlier. And if uh,
Beautiful break.
yeah, it's a nice genuine breakout, I would say. Uh, I think a lot of uh, auto sector could be a favorite as compared to reality, because reality is not showing us that sort of momentum that we'd like to see. So usually we have you know financial services, interest sensitive, auto as a interest rate sensitive sector, because and auto sector, uh, the offtake of automobiles is strongly related to interest rate. So even if there is a small decline in interest rate, so I think there could be an interest rate cut whenever the next RBI meet happens. The last meet that we had in the beginning of this month, there were no rate cuts. Prior to that, we had a strong rate cut was done, and I think the CRR ratio was also reduced. So I think RBI is probably just waiting and watching how the banks pass on these rate cuts to the borrowers side. So auto sector could be looking good.
So, which stock in
Metals,
auto
yeah,
sector?
yeah, auto sector could be looking great. I think in auto sector we cannot go in for. We can look at some uh, and look at auto stocks as such. See, auto ancillaries could be a very, very big sector. See, Hyundai. Hyundai is, um, this I think could be a nice play. I think Hyundai, I would go in for Hyundai. Hero Motors is also looking great because it is emerging out of a prolonged decline. See, we have this and it is emerging out of a prolonged decline. So Hero Motors could be a great bet. Uh, Escorts, maybe things will take time because see, escorts, the big trigger that could happen here is good monsoons. It means uh, no, good offtake of tractors. That is one thing. So escorts, but it is still in that range. It is not. It could not be a momentum play. I would just keep it on a watch list for some time. Let's see if there is this breakout beyond 3800. I would say or 36, 3700 ke upar agar, if it holds for some time, then it could be a good play. But definitely, I would go in for Hero Motors. I would go in for uh, Hyundai, as I said. Eicher Motor is also, you know, a very strong candidate as such. It is almost at its all-time highs. Yeah, so it is just right there, right at the top. So auto sector is looking good. Bajaj Auto may need some time because see, it's an underperforming stock. So maybe just like uh, Eicher Auto, Bajaj Auto may just be in a wait and watch mode. So M&M is also doing very well. I think they have been coming up with superb cars. It seems that in that Batman edition, I was just reading, Batman edition of that car. I think E6. I mean, it was subscribed in seconds. I think it was 13 or 15 seconds, and the entire limited edition batch was subscribed. So M&M is coming up with also with great products. Maruti could, it's an evergreen stock. Uh,
Wow.
and it is also breaking out of major range. So I think auto sector should be auto. I think and finance sector, which we just discussed, should be the theme to watch for September.
Manish, Shazal ka question है, can you throw some light on energy stocks like IRE, Tata Powers, Orient Green, if you can very quickly?
Tata Power, how not a momentum play right now. See, it's not a momentum play. We don't have in this range of 381 to 411 as such. So just I think wait and watch for some time. Orient Green could be basing out, but it's too early to say. So just wait and watch. Maybe just wait, see what happens in maybe 1 or 2 weeks.
And IRE.
IREDA. It's IREDA, right? It is
Hmm.
this one. It's IRE. They are underperforming stocks. So just wait and watch. Let's see. You can start to look at extremely beaten down stocks once the market catches momentum. Okay. Nifty, as on date, is not in that strong momentum zone, and these are underperforming stocks. So the problem with this is that if you are a momentum, see, now I don't know the mindset of Pratmesh, sorry, from Sajal Kumar. So if you are a value investor, you might take a look at it. You can take a look at the fundamentals, and if you are willing to hold it for maybe a couple of years, it could be a different story. If you're a momentum player who likes to buy momentum plays, then these stocks are not for you as of now. So
Okay.
so that's the way it is. from a price action point of view, I would say nothing great is happening in this sector as of now.
So it's better to wait and watch. Achha,
Yeah, it's
Manish, there are
better to
two
wait.
stocks which people are basically very excited about. Is Suzlon and Inox.
Inox, Inox. We are looking at Inox Green, Inox Wind, the entire
Inox Wind.
group of stock.
Inox Wind.
See, we have been looking at renewable power, and it's the same thing. So it's
Same thing. Huh?
just that, yeah, it's the same pattern that is repeated. Wait and watch for some time. Let's see what happens.
And what
Uh,
about Suzlon?
Movement also, I mean, I think it is the company is gaining strength to strength. I am bullish on it on the over longer term period, but
Mhm.
it's just sort of breaking below major lows. So eventually, I think, see, eventually, if you are a value investor, you could start putting money in this with the
Mhm.
anticipation. देखो ये anticipation at the time of taking a trade होना चाहिए कि भाई मैं कम से कम 1-2 साल तो मुझे रुकना ही है. Okay. 1-2 साल में prices may go up by 15-20% from your entry levels, but you should be willing to hold on. If
Manish,
you are a momentum player, तो नहीं है.
okay, Manish, see, there's a question, not the question actually, from you. Which are the stocks that you have seen great breakouts or momentum or some kind of a great pattern for a short term from 1 week to 15 days to 1 month perspective for the month of September? Any stocks that you have noticed?
Um, yeah, so the stocks that we talked about earlier, strong momentum stocks. HDFC Life could be a
Uh-huh.
candidate. Your auto stocks which are in a strong uptrend. We talked about Asia, we talked about Euro. So these stocks could be the kind. IT could be uh, this is a higher low. IT has been subdued for a long time, but I think after a very long time, I'm seeing this sort of a relatively strong up move in IT. So not everything
Uh-huh.
will in IT will go up. Uh, so IT could be the dark horse over next for a month or so. So I would say in IT, uh, look at stocks that have come out with relatively good results. So just on some, my heart would go in for Coforge because it came up with relatively good results. Maybe a small short term double bottom breakout is happening.
Mhm.
Coforge could be the one. KPIT could be the one. Could be sorry. Uh, OFSS. This is also breaking out of a rounding bottom or something. So
Lovely.
IT could be the one, but it's again uh, could be a bit dicey. I think wait for 27. See, let's see what Mr. Trump says. If there is an announcement on 27th, then just have to take a look. So I think probably in first week of September, maybe we can again take a look at IT and then take a call because uh, this market could be sentiment driven. 26 is supposed to be the deadline, and 27th is we just have to wait for that event to get over. Yeah.
Absolutely. Prathamesh, Prathamesh ने पूछा है कि where can we get to learn? Prathamesh will organize kind of a training program because these are
We
live
have
market
done some
sessions.
training programs. This is a live market. So maybe we can again look at doing that entire series again. Know that the one that we did. Anyways, so but it comes over a period of time. Uh, so just keep on reading and you will get it.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
I think that's all for today, guys. Thank you so much, Manish,
Okay.
for giving lots of good insight into the market. And thank you, all the participants. And we'll again meet
Okay.
on next
Have
Thursday. We are going to talk about expiry day and we're going to talk about
fun.
derivative specific strategies on next Thursday. Please don't forget to join. And with that, thank you so much, Manish. And thanks all
Okay.
the participants. Thank you.
Okay, bye everyone.
Investments in the securities market are subject to market risk. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.